Hello everyone, this is Mumbo and welcome back to another episode on the Hermitcraft server. It is episode 65 and as you can see behind me, that is the drone right there with our brand spanking new sorting system that is working like a charm. So the drone is looking fantastic if we look in front of us. The industrial district is looking fantastic as well. The two areas of my base are absolutely brilliant, and in today's episode we're going to be starting work on the third area of my base. This is an entirely new thing, completely different from the drone, completely different from the industrial district. We're going to be cracking on with the Batcave. Now this is something that I've wanted to do for a very long time indeed, but I've never really got around to doing it and I haven't really thought of how I'm going to do it. But today is the day we're going to be starting work on this thing, and it is going to be going on underneath my base right here. So inside all of these hills and things, it is going to wrap its way around. It's all going to be underground and I think it's going to look incredible. At least I've got some amazing images in my mind of how I think it's going to look. I hope I can just build those things and I hope I can make it just as good as it looks inside my brain. So that is the plan for today's episode. We're going to be starting work on this thing. I am super excited. You should be excited as well. So let's get to work on the projects at hand. So I guess the first plan of action is we've got to do some mining. We have got to do a large quantity of mining because, as I say, this place is going to be pretty big and it's going to be happening underneath the base right here. So I'm going to be clearing out a lot of area underneath all of these hills. Now, I don't know if I'm going to clear out the entire space in today's episode because, of course, we're not really going to fill the thing, but it would be good to get started and basically try my best to work out how big this thing's going to be, what the shape is, and where I can start fitting in all of the builds. So I'm just going to start swinging my pickaxe and let's try our best to make some progress. Now the way that I'm doing this is I'm doing it in tiers. So down under here we've got tier number 1, and then here we've got tier 2, and this is where I'm currently doing the clearing out. Now the reason I did tier number 1 is to work out how high my pickaxe could go, so when I go underneath I can actually clear out the entire floor area and we'll have one big, like, gigantic area that is going to be our Batcave that we can fill with various different levels and fill with various different redstone builds and other bits and pieces that I'm super excited to start work on. But of course, the only thing is that obviously I'm mining this out right now, and it's a little bit difficult. It is a little bit difficult because I'm trying my best to make it not neat, but I don't want it to be too unneat because then it just looks a little bit silly. So this is really difficult, and I'm having a bit of a struggle here making it look like a cave, believe it or not. So I'll give you guys an update once I've done a little bit more work, and we'll see how silly it looks once I'm done. Okay, just slept in the bed. It is a brand new day and tier 1 has been fully cleared out. So here it is. It's very dark. I forgot to light it up, but this is the top part of our cave. Now you can see there's a lot of coal, there's a lot of dirt, and a lot of other ugly blocks and things. Do not worry, I will be removing those and I will be turning them into stone as well, so that will be looking good. But this is the space that we have to work with up at the top here. And you know what, I think this area can be taken back a little bit further as well. My pickaxe is definitely on the way out. We only have 65 uses left with this thing, but I'm going to make the best of that because I think this area needs to go as well to give us a nice uniform shape all the way around. So this is it. Now, it's quite big. It is quite a big area. It's not actually as big as I thought it was going to be, believe it or not. I thought this area expanded out much further than this, but it's still looking pretty good. And I have to say, when we take out this floor and we have like 5 blocks underneath this as well, it's going to look enormous, and I can't wait to get all of the various different levels and like glass areas in. Honestly, if you could see what's going on in my head right now, you would be very, very excited about this as well. But anyway, I've got to repair my pickaxe, I've got to gather up some light sources and also grab some stone so that we can replace all those blocks, and then that area will be fully completed. So, I have got a bit of a progress update for you. I have just come back from the Ender render, and the Batcave is lethal. It's so very lethal. I mean, look at this place. It is infested with mobs. You've got zombies, you've got skeletons. Nothing too bad so far. Let's just wipe out these guys. But if we pop up to the top, they're everywhere. Oh my word, that's a lot of witches. I am so out of here. There is no way I'm sticking around in there. We're going to have to get ourselves some torches and light up that place because it is lethal. Oh. Just a bit of an update on the whole situation. I'm currently in the process of bargaining with this skull to get myself some sea lanterns. Unfortunately, the Guardian farm isn't actually running right now, which means we don't know if we're going to be able to do it. But I would love to light this place with sea lanterns, so fingers crossed, everyone. There he is. There is the man himself, looking very spiky indeed. And there is our sea lanterns. We'll throw out some items from here. We've got 64 and 56, and I'm going to give him 12 diamonds for that, which is 6 diamonds per stack. That is awesome. We have got some pretty cool blocks right here. This place is going to look amazing. Absolutely amazing. This place is now looking 10 times better. We've got all of the sea lanterns up at the top, and the entire roof is now bright and light. The sea lanterns look really cool with the stone, and I'm super chuffed with it. This is totally my sort of style of build. So now what I'm doing is I'm taking out the second tier of blocks right here, and as I mentioned earlier on, I am definitely considering doing a third tier of blocks as well, simply because all of the builds that I've done in Hermitcraft Series 4 so far have been big. They've been absolutely enormous, pointlessly big. Some would argue, for example, the Industrial District and the Drone, they've all been absolutely massive. And I feel like, just to continue on that theme, we need to make an absolutely massive Batcave. Now, I'm sure there's actually a few people out there wondering, why on earth are you building this Batcave? What on earth are you doing? How does this fit in? The thing is that we have been doing quite a few serious builds recently, I guess you could say. Obviously the Industrial District, that's a lot of redstone, that's a lot of farms and things, and then the sorting system up in the Drone. I mean, all of these are like serious builds, basically. We've been doing serious bits that are all to do with getting resources or getting more and more items. And I thought it'd be nice to do like a purely decorative thing that we can occasionally pop by and occasionally add something to. This isn't a project that we're going to crack on with over the next 10 episodes and then completely finish. This is going to be something that we sort of dabble in every now and again when we really fancy it, and when we come up with a cool idea for something to put in there. So that's basically the idea behind this place. A silly place where we can build things that we really want to that don't necessarily serve too much of a purpose. I hope that sounds good, and I hope that sounds like something that you're into. Oh boy, by the look of things, we've got ourselves a bit of a creeper party going on here. You know what, I think I'm going to try my best to actually make these guys blow each other up. That was semi-successful. Not my best move. Okay, so the second tier of blocks have now been removed. This place is looking a bit messy, isn't it? It definitely isn't looking quite so cave-like anymore. It's looking very noisy. We've got lots of blocks going on and a lot of cleaning up to do, basically. So I'm going to remove all of the ugly blocks. I'm going to replace them with stone, and I'm also going to try my best to sort of smooth out the edges just a tiny bit. I feel like I've taken it one step too far on the crazy blockness. It needs to be a tiny bit neater than this, because then it will actually look like a Minecraft cave. But hey, I'm not doing such a terrible job. This place is still looking awesome, and it's actually quite a big area to fill, so I cannot wait to get started on that. For around about the past hour, I have actually been cleaning this place up and trying my best to make it look like an actual cave. Now, I have said many times, this sort of thing does not come naturally to me, but I think it's all starting to come together now. I'm just going to fill in that area. That sort of cleans up that, and I think that will look good. And then we'll remove that block down there, and we should have quite a nice looking space. Still needs a little bit of work. It still looks a little bit crazy, but these are some of the areas that I've done here. If you remember from the previous clip, this place looked mad. That has now been fixed. There's just a few fairly unnatural looking landforms here that I'm trying to get rid of. But also you can see the sea lanterns are in place. Everything is nice and lit up. That's cool. We need an extra sea lantern over here as well. But it's all coming together. I mean, the Batcave is looking pretty cool so far, and I'm super chuffed with the space that we have. It's one of those things. I'm sort of struggling to make it look like an actual cave, as opposed to just a big area that I've mined out. It's just one of those struggles that I'm going through. But anyway, I'm going to do the final few blocks right here, and then we're going to start work on our third tier of mining, going right the way down into the ground. I just thought I'd do this clip as a quick warning that this clip is going to be quite noisy. I'm at the Ender end, you see, and I'm killing Endermen. It's always really, really loud. I probably should have done that warning before I started killing the Enderman. I do apologise, oh, your ears are probably in pieces. So for the most part, the third tier has been cleared out. I'm now in the process of chucking in all of the sea lanterns and basically doing all of the light sources dotted around here. And I'm going to do the big reveal in the next couple seconds. Let's just clear out these final few ugly blocks right here and replace those with stone, because that looks 10 times better. And I think that's it. I think that's it, apart from this horrible bird poo mess right here. Right, let's quickly get rid of that. And I think now, finally, that is everything. Apart from all that. So you know what? I'll do that in the next couple seconds, because this is what the Batcave looks like. How insane is that? This looks so cool. I apologise if the first half of this Hermitcraft episode has been a tiny bit samey. Obviously, it's been quite a lot of progress updates, like, hey, I've mined out a bit of the cave. Hey, I've decorated the cave. I've removed some ugly blocks. I've mined some more of the cave. I mean, yes, there's nothing too much I can say extra other than those things. But I'm sure you're happy to know that this thing is now done, that the mining is completed. It looks mental, doesn't it? I mean, what a build! Look, take a look. From this angle, you can see just inside the Batcave, and then you can also see the drone up top. This Hermitcraft Series 4, seriously, we are doing so well with our builds right here. This looks absolutely epic. But, of course, it does look a little bit silly at the minute. Just a big open cave. We need some things going on the inside of this thing. And I think the first thing that we've got to do is we've got to do an entrance for this place. And I'm thinking 4x4 vault door. It has been ages since I've built that thing, and I love them. After flying around the testing world for around about 10 minutes, this is the door that we're going to be building, and it is fantastic. I love this design. Probably one of my favorite piston doors I've ever constructed. I'll put a link to the tutorial down in the description if I do remember, but look how rapid it is. I mean, the closing's quick, but the opening is just ridiculous. Slime blocks, seriously, they are awesome. Let's get to work on building it. I think I should now have all of the redstone resources required to build this thing. I've got a bunch of pistons, a bunch of sticky pistons, some redstone torches, some repeaters. We don't need too many repeaters for this design, but we do need a bunch of redstone torches. We've got some redstone, we've got the slime blocks, the slime balls, and some slabs, because this consists of a large quantity of stone slabs. Cool, okay, I think we're good to go. Fairly certain. I know for a fact that as soon as I jump off the edge of this drone, I'm going to say, oh, I've forgotten something, but I'm going to do it anyway because I think it's good fun. Oh my word, I didn't actually think there was an enable then. My heart goes through my mouth. I'm still terrible at this whole Elytra thing, aren't I? I told you, didn't I? I told you I'd forget something. Immovable objects. We need obsidian. Or some form of furnace or something. I'm going to have to check my chest. That's so frustrating. Every single time, without fail, if I do a redstone project, I will forget at least one item. It's just the rule of the land. Spoon count, number 2. Bit of a progress update on the door. I do believe it is almost halfway done. And I just want to say, don't mean to blow my own trumpet here, but this door is awesome. Like, seriously, the redstone behind this thing is so smart. I honestly don't know how a spoon like me managed to come up with the redstone wiring for this thing, because it's so compact. But anyway, this is the pistons. Slime blocks go there. And then, of course, our blocks will go right there. And I'll just chuck in a few test ones. And let's give this thing its first test run for the bottom half of the door. So, if we chuck in a redstone torch down here, we should see... Is that right? That all happened very quickly. I don't know if that... Yeah, that looks open. That is definitely a 4x4 area, and we remove the redstone torch, and this thing is closed. Okay, so we have got the main part on the circuitry all done. We just have to do the top, and also the block retraction. Sweet. We're going to need redstone dust there. We're going to need a block right there. That is my final stone brick. And I think that sounded like victory, if I'm honest. That is looking very much like a 4x4 vault door. Right, let's give this thing a tester. Redstone torch. That was fast. Wow. These things are quick. They're seriously quick, aren't they? I mean, we don't have all of the door blocks in place, but that was so quick. Let's see the extension. Good. Okay, that's done, but I am more impressed by this. I mean, look at that. Awesome, awesome work. That is the perfect entry into our Batcave right here. What do you think of the blocks that I've used for the door? I've used stone bricks on the outside with sea lanterns on the inside, and you know what? I think it works. I think it actually looks quite cool. It sort of fits in with the build. I might have just broken it then. Oh dear, that was accidental. Good, okay, see look, it's pretty robust as well. As far as the input for this thing is concerned, I thought we would go for something super secret and super Batman-like. Instead of doing a redstone torch key, which involves having to carry around redstone torches, I thought we would do something different that I really quite like. It's an idea that I've just come up with. I'm sure it's been posted on YouTube before, but that is to create a smooth stone generator hooked up to this redstone clock right here, which sends the smooth stone upwards to obviously create a wall, and then when you break one of the blocks, it will give you a redstone output, as you can see right here, but then the block is replaced inside the wall, so no other player knows that you have to do that. I think that's awesome. I think that is seriously awesome, so we're going to have to build this a couple blocks beneath where we want to actually take out the block, and then we should have a super secret entrance to our super secret Batcave. So here comes our grand test run. That stone block right there is the block that we need to use. It actually functions. That is so cool. Look at that. And I've somehow managed to measure it to perfection, which is very unlike me. This thing is working like an absolute charm. Now it is time to hook it up to some redstone and actually run it into our piston door. Now, if you're wondering what exactly I've done, I've got this redstone torch right here, which runs a redstone signal into this block. When we take out that block, this repeater will turn off, which will turn on this redstone torch, running into this monostable circuit right here. That will give an output through this redstone dust, which will run down like this. It will be a 1-tick pulse, and it will run into this sticky piston, which will chuck out its block. Due to the shortness of the pulse, that will then go over this redstone torch, which will toggle the input to the door. So, let's find out if this thing is actually fully functional. Let's pop outside, break the block, and see what happens. Good! Okay, that is very fast as well. Awesome, awesome, awesome. That is so very cool. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to cover up all those blocks, cover up the redstone right there. We don't need to see any of that. And this thing is now fully functional. However, it looks like I've actually blocked off the redstone right there. So let's quickly chuck in redstone there. And then that is everything done. This thing is awesome. So there we go. That is the entrance completed to our Batcave. I think it's really cool. And obviously our Batcave itself is looking pretty amazing as well. And I can't wait to fill this thing with various different redstone contraptions.
Mr. Mumbo Jumbo.
Hello.
Hi. Did you like your melon beacon?
I did. I like the melon beacon. And did you build the torch as well? I'm assuming you built the torch as well.
I put a flimsy looking torch there, yes. That was me. I'm glad that you liked it because I felt a little bit guilty doing it, to be honest. That's why I just put the melon blocks around the outside.
No, I appreciate it. I mean, people seem to come here quite often and build various... You can see I was AFK the other day, melons there. Just people come here, take my melons, build them on my various objects. Yeah, it's just how it goes.
I was about to ask, did you relocate them down there? Because I was actually over here earlier trading with some of your villagers. I needed a flame book. One guy had it and I managed to get them, which is fortunate.
Awesome.
But as you know, you're in the same area that I'm. Well, no, this is I'm in your area.
Well, yes. Yeah.
building a witch farm over here. If we follow the beacon, we will get to it.
Yep.
And because of this, I need to condition the area a little bit because there are mobs spawning, and I've got a couple of ideas on how to do that. But since I'm going to be, on your turf, so to speak, I do want to make an offer to you and say that you can come over here and grab redstone from it if you want, because I know you like your redstone.
That sounds like a pretty good offer to me, to be honest with you. That sounds brilliant.
That's awesome, because you are also going to be helping me farm, because you're going to... Wait a minute, look up the top there, that's not good.
What is that?
That's spiders spawning on the top of the farm.
Is that bad? Is that not meant to happen?
I think that's extremely bad news. I think the top of this farm is incorrect. We will not worry about that. That explains a lot, because there was an explosion in there when I last checked this thing out. Anyway, getting sidetracked. You're going to be in the area loading this farm a lot. So what I need to do is condition the area for my AFK spot, which is up there in the sky, and it just means that this side, where all the land is between your industrial district and my farm, needs to be either flattened or fully lit up. And what I was thinking it would be fun to do is terraforming it a little bit and have the swamp maybe extend around the side over here a little bit. So basically I'm asking you for your permission to kind of dig in this area and change
yeah, that sounds
up.
Absolutely fine by me. I don't have any plans for this place right here. As you can see, my industrial district sort of ends in this sort of area.
Okay.
So I can imagine it will be absolutely fine. It will be perfect, and it will look really cool, because then I'll be able to see your witch farm from my industrial districts, and I can almost pretend it's mine.
Yeah, I will have to make this thing look pretty. As of right now, it doesn't look especially interesting.
I think it looks pretty cool, and I really like. What is this? I mean, I'm sure you've explained plenty of this in your videos, but this is really like seeing the arrows fall down through the water. It looks awesome.
Yeah, it also it's how you get rid of them. So they're shooting at the iron golems at the back. The water stops it from reaching to them.
Right.
And then this floaty sand right here, it actually destroys the arrow entity.
Oh, really? Wow. Okay. That's insane.
Yeah, very technical stuff going on here.
Yeah, I was gonna say.
But Mumbo, thank you for your time. I do appreciate it. I'm gonna make sure this thing is working pretty good, and then you'll have some redstone in exchange for all the help.
Now, all of that sounded absolutely awesome. I mean, that witch farm is incredible. Using the skeletons like that to knock the witches off the platforms, really awesome stuff. Typical Exumavoid projects, and of course, I'll put a link to Exumavoid's channel down in the description if you do want to check him out, because as you can see, he builds some pretty insane things. I mean, just recently we showed off his underwater base that he's got going on. Now he's building this thing, and he's going to be terraforming that area over there, so I can't wait to see what he does with that place. But anyway, we are now going to be dropping down into the storage trench just because I want to take a look at how many items we've managed to get over the recording of today's episode. We're not going to be doing any AFK sessions today because my electricity bill is getting quite high this month. So what we're going to do is we're going to take a look in the chest, and yes, of course, melons is to the top. Pumpkins, I don't imagine is going to be to the top. I do apologise for the ticking noise, by the way. I know, it's really annoying. But I think they're probably around about here, I would say. So we've got plenty of trading to do. In fact, someone calculate how many emeralds we could get from that many pumpkins, because I'm sure it's absolutely ridiculous. But also we have got sugarcane. Sugarcane still isn't doing too well, which is a bit frustrating, to be honest with you, because our sugarcane farm is massive. There is a chance that the farm has actually been turned off. Some hermits do occasionally do that because it does generate quite a bit of lag. But also we've got our potatoes. I think they're now to the top. We've got our carrots, then our potatoes. Yes, both of those are now completely filled, which is insane. And then the eggs, how are they coming along? Yes, we've got large quantities of eggs. And if we pop down to the bottom, I actually want to take a look at how much roast chicken we have, because last time I checked, it wasn't that much. And it still isn't that much. What? If you think about how insane all these farms are, like, we got 36 double chests of carrots, and we can't even get a single double chest of roast chicken. Wow. That one's going to be a work in progress. Seriously, we're going to have to do some serious AFKing over here to get that thing fully filled up. I don't think that will ever happen, to be honest with you. That's completely insane. Oh, okay, well, by the look of things, the roast chicken farm definitely needs improvement, or we just need to get a new storage area for roast chicken, because that's taken the mick a little bit. But unfortunately, ladies and gentlemen, that is all I've got time for today. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, please sure to hit that like button, and if you really loved it, then make sure to subscribe. But thanks for watching, guys. This has been Mumbo, and I'm out. I'll see you later.